will win the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership negotiations and benefit from the TTIP? The European Union? The US? Consumers? Should we be afraid of the consequences?
This is a question of so-called political economy of trade policy, that there are some interest groups, the winners are pushing for, the potential losers are against, and this is like in every case. There is quite a big group of, I would say, concerned consumers which do believe that the liberalization of TTIP might cause a risk for the health, for standards, and in the case of food, they are afraid of GMO, they are afraid of meat hormones and some other elements. And there are also many misinterpretations, so it means that, for example, GMO products are not directly covered by the TTIP, so the potential risk that it will cause a harm to the concerned consumer is in fact not so big.
The TTIP negotiations are the most open and transparent negotiations in the European Union's history. Yet the public seems to often have a different view.
The most misleading statement would be that there is a sort of secrecy and conspiracy within this or during those negotiations. Of course, this transparency leads to the situation in which many persons seeing more or understanding more believe that there are many potential risks, but it is the case in every trade negotiations aiming at trade liberalization.
There are also misconceptions and fallacies about certain areas the TTIP covers.
One of those misconceptions is the question of disputes in the case of investments. There is this famous ISDS, which might be, according to some, I would say, people against the interest of national companies. But I would say from the perspective of Poland, I think this risk is close to zero, because our previous or existing agreement is less good than the EU agreement, first. And secondly, it seems that there is a good chance that there will be a multilateral surveillance of ISDS.
Apart from investment-related issues, the TTIP covers other topics such as market access, trade in services, the public-private sector, financial services, audiovisual and digital services, public procurement, energy, small and medium-sized companies, regulatory issues as well as sustainable development, environment and labour.
TTIP is the most important liberalization effort for the EU since the completion of the Uruguay round and creation of the World Trade Organization.